Hello, brave little heroes. Tonight, hear a story of thunder, fire, and a sea that obeyed God.
Long ago, in the mighty land of Egypt, there ruled a powerful king called Pharaoh. He had armies, he had chariots, he had towering pyramids that touched the sky. But even the most powerful king can be afraid. Pharaoh saw that the people of Israel were growing strong. Their families were growing, their hope was growing, and fear began to grow in his heart. So he made a cruel command. Every baby boy born to the Israelites must not live. It was a dark time. But in the middle of that darkness, one mother chose courage. She hid her baby boy, and when she could hide him no longer, she placed him inside a small woven basket and set him gently upon the Nile River. Imagine the river flowing, the reeds whispering in the wind, the tiny basket drifting between them. That baby's name was Moses. The basket floated all the way to Pharaoh's palace. And there, something unexpected happened. Pharaoh's daughter found the child. She could have obeyed her father's command, but instead of fear, she chose love. And so, the baby who was meant to die was raised in a palace. But God had written a bigger story. Years passed, and Moses grew into a man. Though he wore royal clothing and lived among princes, he never forgot that his true people were slaves. One day, he saw an Egyptian guard beating an Israelite worker. Anger burned in his heart. He tried to help, but things went wrong. Afraid of Pharaoh's punishment, Moses fled into the desert. From palace to wilderness, from prince to shepherd. For many years, Moses lived quietly, tending sheep beneath the wide desert sky. It must have felt like his story was over, but God was just beginning. One day, as Moses stood on a mountainside, he saw something impossible. A bush was on fire, but it was not burning up. The flames danced, yet the branches remained whole. Then a voice spoke from the fire. Moses, it was not thunder, it was not wind, it was God. God told Moses that he had heard the cries of his people. They were slaves, beaten, broken, and forgotten by the world, but not forgotten by God. And God chose Moses to lead them to freedom. Moses trembled. "Who am I," he asked, "that I should face Pharaoh?" But God answered with words that changed everything. "I will be with you." Children, remember this. You may feel small, you may feel unready, but when God is with you, you are stronger than kings. So Moses returned to Egypt. Once again, he stood in Pharaoh's palace, but this time not as a prince. This time as a messenger of God. "Let my people go." Pharaoh's heart was hard. He laughed. So God sent signs, mighty signs, that shook the land of Egypt. The river turned to blood. Frogs covered the ground. Thunder roared across the sky. Darkness swallowed the sun. Still, Pharaoh refused, until the final night came. And at last, Pharaoh gave in. "Go," he said. After generations of slavery, the Israelites walked out of Egypt, thousands upon thousands of men, women, and children stepping into freedom. But freedom is not always easy. As they marched through the wilderness, dust suddenly rose behind them. Pharaoh had changed his mind. His army was coming. Ahead of the Israelites stretched the Red Sea. Behind them thundered chariots of war. There was no escape. The people cried out in fear. But Moses did not run. He lifted his staff toward the heavens. The wind began to howl. The sea began to move. And before their eyes, the waters split apart. Towering walls of water rose on both sides, shimmering like liquid mountains. A path of dry ground appeared where waves once roared. Can you imagine walking between walls of water higher than castles? Step by step, family by family, every last one crossed safely. When God makes a way, when Pharaoh's army followed, the sea crashed back into place, and the mighty empire of Egypt was defeated. not by swords, not by soldiers, but by the power of God. Later, Moses climbed a mountain covered in smoke and lightning. There, God gave him the 10 Commandments, powerful words to guide his people, rules about truth, about kindness, about respect, about loving God and loving one another. Moses was no longer just a baby in a basket. He was a leader, a deliverer, a hero of faith, and his story reminds us of something powerful. No life is too small, no obstacle is too great, and no sea is too wide.
Be brave. Trust God. He makes a way.